everybody, Nullface here, back in Eternal Evolution with the first Twilight Lands video in quite a long time. Given that it opens here in a few minutes, going through and making sure I have the team set up. I think I'll be using just two this time. Should just be Assassins and the Vanguard team. So I'll show you the teams that I have, who I'm using for that, the gear that they have, and then I'll show the run once it opens up. First up, we have the Assassin team, the one that I'll be using for I think all but one stage here. We have Samael in Immortal Fade Out gear and Overload. He's running about 100% crit rate, just under, pretty decent crit damage. Are running crit rate gloves, just good attack on him. Pretty solid all around build. Dominic here is in some of my best gear. I do Spider in Guild Hunt, and Dom is my main damage dealer there, so he's actually taken some of the pieces from Korra, and they're over on him now, so he's got my best Marauder, and supplemented it with Overload, again, for some more crit damage. Nothing too special there, just good pieces. I have a heck of a time getting any Marauder crit rate gloves, so they're good, but they're not necessarily the best, but they get the job done. Then running Fiona. Fiona and Purin. We'll look at Purin here first, and Resonant and Vigorous. Nothing too crazy here, just straight HP. I like the Resonant because it makes sure her ult is up at the start of pretty much every fight for that damage, or extra damage taken for the enemies. Fiona, same thing, running Resonant because on her ult is actually when she gives the Blossom state, so you want that out there as quickly as possible. Resonant just helps pop that, get that damage bonus ASAP in each stage. And then Korra, also in the second tier, but still very solid gear, running Marauder, and I had a good hero set, so I threw that on her. Same, pretty close to 100% crit rate, and just stacking up on damage and attack whenever possible. If you don't have Korra, the other assassins, Asuka or Theon, will do just fine. Even Rickert, if you don't have either of the newer ones, will do alright in here too. I do like to run Haggardon as the commander for a couple of reasons. One, it just seems to do a little bit more damage. You also get a little bit more protection just from those odd hits that may come in here and there. Now, Twilight isn't very dangerous anymore, so it doesn't really make that much of a difference from that perspective, but I do find he does a little bit more damage. Got mine set up for mid-row and assassins. I have both Korra and Dom ults on there, so it's a pretty decent commander. Then running I have Annihilation. If you don't have Chaos Chip will also work just fine. Good old purple proto coming in if you don't have the red one, so that'll do well and pairs well with Haggardon also. I'll probably use this for every stage except for the Vanguards. You can also use Energy. Energy teams work just fine. I think having Take helps keep Nord alive because sometimes the other bonds like Hunters will actually hit pretty hard at the start. Assassins don't have to worry about that, so I've been running them just because it's a little easier, a little more lazy, and that's kind of how I like to play lately. And now let me go pull up the Vanguard team and we'll take a look at what we're using in there. Here we have the Vanguards running Claire and Leo. Claire is in Immortal Charge set. I don't have a damage focus set for her, so it's just Charge and Bugmaster. It's the same as her regular sort of tanky PvP, PvE set. She has a regular damage set as well, but since we're fighting the bugs in here, we'll be running this one. Leo, I recently finished a full damage set on him. So he's running actually Surge. I'm still working on kind of finishing out the gear, but he has a Surge set with Bugmaster. I find it does just a little bit more damage on him than Charge did, so I built that out just to kind of test it, and so far so good. I've been liking the results just fine. I do have Heimdall at EX20, so I'm going to be using him because he still does a ridiculous amount of damage if you can keep him alive, and that's the trick. So since Twilight, again, doesn't hit hard anymore, he's in an attack set. He tends to fall over quickly in any content where he takes any damage, so I'm just kind of optimizing his damage instead of trying to get him to survive. So he is in attack, HP. He does have an Immortal Charge set. There's some pretty good pieces, so I figured I'll probably make use of them eventually anyway. I may as well just go ahead and give him one. And if he lives, he does do quite a bit of damage, so we'll see how that goes. This is my first time testing him in Twilight. And then lastly, we have Daniel. Full Immortal Madness set. Recently got his gloves to 3-star with the new Crimson Rot. He just does great damage. I do have him Awakened 9, so he has the bug bonuses at A8. That helps him a lot in this stage. I think he's a great filler in this team. and you should be pretty competitive in terms of damage. You could also do Ares. Ares is just fine, and Barog will also do good damage here. If you don't have like a highly awakened Leo, you can do Clear, Ares, and Barog with Fiona and Perrin as supports as well. That's a very solid team that should get you through the stage without too much trouble as well. So there's a fair amount of flexibility in here. With that, I think we're ready. So let's see how this month's Chapter 16 run goes. Well, that was that. It was pretty easy. Probably didn't even have to turn on manual on the last stage there. Just didn't want either of the little whales to fill up their energy bars. But yeah, sometimes Samuel doesn't aim his ult the best, much like many of the characters in the game. So figured it'd be a little safer, but probably not needed. I do wish I could have tried a hunter team on the actual hunter bond. I don't think it would have been faster, because hunters are generally only faster on targets that don't take crit damage as well, like the Pandemonium boss, but it would have been fun just to see how far they've come since last time I'd tried them, but assassins are faster. It's just the way it is right now. Assassins are energy. I think energy may have been a touch faster overall, but assassins are the safest way to go through it, and still very, very fast, so it worked out. Looks like I'll probably end up coming in first again, but finished it in 6.5 minutes, so uh, yeah, not unexpected. I do hope they do something to Twilight. I know there is a feedback survey that was sent out. I'm guessing everyone gave about the same feedback. The race is stupid, it's too easy, blah blah blah. I would love to see it turn into something like the Doom Tower in Raid Shadow Legends, for anyone who's familiar with that, like a monthly reset, daily progress kind of deal. No timers, just complete it, get rewards, done, good. Uh, we'll see. I do believe it was on one of the roadmaps, so hopefully we'll see it sometime in the first quarter. I guess only time will tell, but I guess we'll hope for something better. It's all we can do at this point. So hope you all had good luck in your runs as well. Thanks for watching, and take care.